Hey guys, good evening. We have a new friend joining in today from Hyderabad. He is very special because he is very passionate about fashion and quite interesting subject, quite lucrative industry. And Manoj has been in this particular industry for a very long time and almost for 14 years. And he's choreographed a lot of ramp shows. He's conducted a lot of fashion, shows across India. He's also worked with colleges like NIFT, Hamstech, and he's done shows which are related to fashion, bridal, jewelry, fashion week, exhibitions which are related to fashion, food, and lifestyle. So we're very glad to have you here, Manoj. So how did this journey start? Why did you decide that you want to get into fashion? Is it because it's very glamorous? You'll have a lot of fan following. You'll have a lot of people around. I've also seen a couple of pictures where you were also on the ramp, trying to showcase yourself and doing the ramp part, the way you carry yourself, pretty confident. So when did you decide that you want to convert this into events? Because event management is something which everybody cannot do. I've tried taken up responsibility of couple of events when I was working in corporates, and trust me, it was like brain draining to conduct a very small event. So then we decided, okay, let's outsource and give it to somebody who can do it well. So कब शुरू हुआ, कैसे हुआ, why fashion? Why is fashion still most glamorous industry?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me for your show. A good platform to connect with friends who are there already on the Facebook with me. This is a platform where I will connect with the new friends whom I don't know, but we are friends on Facebook. So this is a way I would be really connecting myself with them this time. And thank you for inviting me for your show. Coming to me, I started choreographing in the year of 2004. And prior to that, we were into clothing business. My family was all involved in the clothing business before this. And I had done some shows before. And event management just happened by fluke. I mean, it's a very interesting story, basically. I had gone to meet my friend who was handling one production for an event in Hyderabad. And he just said, Manoj, why don't you come over this? Then we will meet over the lunch or something. We can discuss something. And then I went to the venue. I saw the setup was happening. The models were there. And the event guy was panicking. I said, what happened? Why is he panicking? I mean, as you said, the event industry is not that easy. So last moment, anything can happen. 11th hour, anything can come up. So then he came to this fellow and said, the choreographer is missing. I mean, he didn't turn up for the show. And I was nicely sitting there and having a cup of chai. And this guy says, don't worry, this guy is there, he will help you. I said, okay. Who? I mean, I was not prepared for that. I said, what should I do? He said, nahi yaar, wo kuch show hai, please help us out. The couple was in very jam-packed situation right now. So I said, fine. I met the event organizer and they said, please help us out because the event starts in around next 3-4 hours and then it will be really embarrassing and we don't know what to do. And we don't know the tracks, we don't know the music. I said, see, whatever I know, I will try to help you out. And that is how the first show, I got a chance by fluke. I just went there for something else and something came up. And as you know, media coverage is there post-event. And the next day, it was there, Mumbai's choreographer, Manoj, choreographed this show. I said, why did you put Mumbai? He said, nahi, jara bhav badega. So my surname was there. So it happened like that. That year, 2004, Mumbai's choreographer, Mumbai says that tagline was there with me everywhere. And then there was no stopping. From 2005 to 2014 was a peak time for me, where I've done fantastic work. Then I'm the first choreographer to start Fashion Week concept in Hyderabad. Though I was new to this industry, but 2010 I had made up my mind to do something else different from the other event. And that is how the event fashion choreography came in, basically.
Super.
Then many people started inquiring for different types of events like B2B shows, B2C shows, exhibition come shows. Many concepts were there shared with us. Some of them worked out, and then me and my other two friends we started one brand called India Fashion Street, which happened in Hotel Park. I mean that event was supposed to be the benchmark event in Hyderabad. Even today, still today people say that was supposed to be the best one in the Hyderabad city. Prior to that, what was happening is there were very few events in Hyderabad and a few models in Hyderabad. So everything was restricted, basically. And then I said, okay, fine. I found this very interesting. As you said, glamour, but we know the other side of the story. It's not that easy, as you say. Things are not pretty easy that way, basically. And this is how the whole journey started. Then we wanted to do something different. Working for a client was always a painful thing for me to handle things. Last moment just to make many changes in the. Then I thought of doing something on own. So that is how we started making different type of events. Like food festival was there, and then again we had exhibition come food festival just 2 years back. So similarly, but the event core is the event basically. Management is the core management. But we were doing different additional things around the event. I did a fashion week in Raipur, then I did one in Indore and Gujarat for then Prime Minister Modi was the CM of Gujarat. So that is how my journey. I was doing national events also. So this is how my started by fluke.
Yeah. How do you focus? Manoj, आपके situation में, in your place, looking at that glamour, my mind will go blank. How do you manage, ensuring that though there are like glamorous models around you, you're still sticking on to your agenda of making the event successful? That should be a big challenge.
I always make it a point to stick to my work. Uh, I mean, the models are there, professional. I had different experiences in different cities. I mean, what culture I seen in other cities and what I used to see in Hyderabad, totally different contrast. I mean, in other cities, the model used to come there and her work was done and she, bye, see you, goodbye. That's it. Here, I mean, first of all, the getting model in the time was one issue. Now girls have improved. Sorry to say this, but अभी थोड़ा time maintain हुआ है start. Otherwise, earlier it was
Earlier
very
it was.
pathetic scene.
Yeah.
And we meet all types of people. People make friendship with me because I'm associated with models. That is also one issue basically. And we have to very carefully handle the whole situation. That I don't come into soup, that the girl doesn't come into soup, something. But so far so good. Nothing has happened in our event. We have been almost 14 years and so many shows we have done. Very carefully we manage everything, and that's it. We are very careful in whatever our work is there. We finish it and close the chapter there itself.
Yeah.
But people always call us, "Aap models ke sath aa jao meeting ko." This kind of things happen. But we try to avoid it. We also take out some loopholes and skip ourselves somewhere out. So avoid that situation there. Man, and girls are smarter these days. They know how to handle themselves these days. So they are very smart enough.
So
they know how to take care of themselves.
They're well educated now, so they know how to handle situations.
Yes.
They get into situations like that. But it's really great, Manoj, because there are a lot of models who also travel from other cities and come believing in you, who's organizing things, saying that, okay, yeah, Manoj sir hai, so I can confidently go, it's safe, he will take care of everything, I'll do my show, do my work and come back. So that creating that, I think, is the first thing in this. Whether they're coming from different city or they're coming from Hyderabad itself, coming and doing, believing in you and doing it. That's something that takes a lot.
Because when this happened with me when I was doing a fashion week in Raipur, most of the models were reluctant to come there. They didn't know how Raipur was. The state had just formed, 5 years old state. Chhattisgarh was formed then, and girls had a different image. They read about it, Chhattisgarh as if somewhere, in the corner, nothing is there. But, but when I called them that we are doing a show in Raipur, the first thing they asked me, "Kahan hai ye Raipur, Chhattisgarh?" Then they searched about Chhattisgarh, the Raipur, and some of the parents called me, "Ki you are calling our daughter for the show in Raipur. Is it risk there?" I said, "Trust me, I won't take such a big risk of calling a daughter all the way from Bombay or Delhi. So everything will be taken care." But when they came down, they saw the arrangements done, everything was in place. They felt very safe, and it was a fantastic. For that show was something which Raipur hasn't seen before. The models also enjoyed a lot, and the hospitality was perfect in that event. Everything was done. But what happens is, due to few people, who do shoddy shows, like one or two shows which happened last 2 years back, uh, due to this organizer's incapability of handling the event, or maybe some issues, the reputation of city goes bad. I mean, I should blame the organizer first. If you are not confident of handling things, give it to the professionals first of all. What has happened is, because of those flop shows, the industry has taken the beating. And in return, what happened? Hyderabad ka shows is not that perfect. That image has been created. Though we have good talented models, we have a good team set up here, but some people try to do things out of their way. Uh, like organizer will become choreographer, model will become a coordinator, the makeup man will become something else. So what happens is, see, you should stick to your own role. I always tell.
जुगाड़ जुगाड़ हो जाता है.
जुगाड़ टाइप, अरे यार मॉडल का वो 500 रुपीज एक मॉडल पे बनाऊंगी, तो शी विल कॉल 10 models and that model won't turn up there. Event fellow will say walk like this, and that's not a proper show. I mean, if you're creating and the free wala kam in Hyderabad, I have seen this free wala kam only in Hyderabad. They take newcomers so that they save the money. But what I tell everyone, if your budget is, for example, 5,000 rupees, give two, give one. There are many models who started career with my shows. Today they are big names, but never got them on free. Never. Something has to be given, because that girl is putting up time so much, and basically that client says free mein ho jayega. Then free wala ka kaam free wala jaise hi hoga. You can't ask her why you goofed up. She's not basically responsible for any goof up she does. She said, "I don't know what to do. I just did this." Oh yeah, what will you do? After, it can't be rewinded. So basically, that I feel, due to some people, industry takes a backseat. Definitely, they should hire professionals for particular work. Yeah, this work belongs to Manoj. This work belongs to XYZ. So what happens is, we know our role, what we have to do, how the branding has to go. Everything has to go through the channel. Here they try to cut short, save some money somewhere. In result, what happens? The event gets a flop name, and once the event gets a flop name, the whole city is branded as a flop city. That has happened, and I have faced this with my shows. When we approach for a sponsorship, people are, but they are blank, don't know what to say, they can't say no. And what happens is, the quality, people don't trust the city. Like, okay, now for example, I don't want to name. We approached one sponsor recently for an event in Hyderabad. Immediately he recollected the show which flopped in 2016. We are talking about 2019. I'm sitting with him. He's talking, "अरे यार वो show था, इतना बेकार organized था यार, हैदराबाद में कुछ कर नहीं सकते." I mean, after having a profile of 14 years and someone says, "आप कर नहीं सकते," it's a damn insulting thing. I just took out the file and came back, and that struck me so badly. क्यों? मतलब, because of few people, the whole industry is getting affected. So that we need to be very careful next time, and I would suggest that everyone plan well, hire proper people, hire proper models, and this coordinate also. These models, they come. I always welcome new talent to the industry. In every show of mine, I've made it point to launch 2 to 3 good models, male, female, so that industry should have a new batch of fresh faces coming in the industry. Um, so what happens is these models are misguided. They go through some lousy coordinator. He will commit. He will say, "वो model 9 o'clock तक वो काम करेगी," and then the show goes till 11. She'll start screaming at him, "I am supposed to go at 9 o'clock." So this is not professionalism. Basically, people and model newcomers have to learn one thing: कि once you commit, take the instructions correctly. Whether you can do it the show or you can't do the show, then only you come into the show and work with us. So these people, they call the coordinators, coordinator contact us, "Sir, I have 2 good models, they are going to work." I said, "Okay, fine, get them." But then I always make it point to sit with the girls, what he has told you, what is the instruction and what is the protocol. This is the timing. If you can work, it's perfect. I mean, the client is looking at me, why the model is fussy there. The situation is, we have to avoid all these things, negativity, basically.
So you're more, this looks like more of a people management role, where whether you're vendors, your own team, or model, you're basically ensuring that your entire team together is like making the show perfect.
Yeah, yes. Last 5 years, 2016 onwards, I started working on concept. Concept right from the branding to logo to the presentation, the feel, the end reaching. I mean the end product. Basically, I'm working on the whole concept these days. Earlier, I used to say, "ये मेरा काम है. I want this stage. I want this ramp," and then I go there. I'm surprised with something else. So what is happening is, it should be the whole idea should go through me. The whole idea of the event, the look and feel should go through me. It makes things easier. I know what we have told, what it looks like. So it's easy for doing a successful show, basically. So I don't handle the invitation of crowd, and that's not my headache. But right from the production part, the model, the travel, everything is planning through me. Everything is planned through me, so that I know if something goes wrong, what is the next plan B, plan C. So basically, I started working like that.
Good one. Yeah. So sometimes it's always good to take all the responsibilities and do it on your own rather than delegating, because delegating is good, but also makes you lazy, and it increases the efforts and times which are involved doing the same stuff.
And what happens is, my understanding is different and the other person's understanding is different. If I say I want this thing, and I just put a mail or send a WhatsApp image कि ऐसा कुछ होना है, what dimension he will have, I don't know. But I will only be surprised to see that whole thing on the day when the show starts, and then he will say, "आपने तो बोला था ये ऐसे ही होना है." So then the whole show goes. I mean, then we have to compromise somewhere. I mean, that compromising thing is very bad, basically.
True.
Compromising thing is very bad. So that is how the journey started. And then coming back to my work, 2016 onwards, I started working on fashion lifestyle exhibition. I have a brand called the Style Story, which is ongoing exhibition right now. Due to pandemic, we are waiting for the things to work out and improvise, so that we will announce the new series soon. So that is how I ventured in, because what happens is, we should keep rolling something, basically. So reduce number of shows, doing very quality events. I don't mind doing 5 shows a year, but it should be perfect. It should be 100% worth it. No point giving 100% of your effort and then event last moment where the client will say, "Manoj, sponsorship nahi aayi." That's not your lookout. You have been working on this project 3-4 months. Then what were you doing? That means you don't have a proper team. I'm not a marketer. I'm not a sales. I'm totally art and totally creative side of the event. But many times it happens. They raise their hand, say कि हमारे नहीं हो रहा है sponsorship, so we are postponing the date. So basically, I try to avoid this uncomfortable zone sometimes. Otherwise, I'm fine with the exhibition. I don't mind doing a quality shows. New entrepreneurs are also coming. It's a very good event. The event industry is very nice. I mean, if some new comer models want to come into this industry, it's fantastic. I mean, they can really think of this as a profession. But I would always suggest finish your graduation, finish your studies, and then focus on this. Don't make this as a livelihood source. That's very important.
And some part-time. So how much does I mean, I'm not from the industry, so just curious. So how much does a model earn when she's starting off? Is it like hourly pay or per day? And how much does this range go up to for
We have the newcomer model starts from 2,000 to 3,000 per day, where then the range we have good models in India where the range is around 30 to 40,000 rupees per day also. And mid-range models is somewhere around 15 to 25 per day. And the experienced model will charge around 30, 35, 40,000 rupees per day. Some of them become celebrity on the stage for the ramp shows, so they charge more, or they limit their walk. They say, okay, we will only walk 3 times, 4 sequences. Depends on the profile, but starting range 2 to 3,000 rupees per day is what we give for the 4 to 5 sequences. And but I always make sure to launch 2 to 3 girls in this every show, so that a new batch of fresh faces are in the industry, and they're there.
Yeah, you need to always fill so that you have people fresh. You have the pot always full with new and experienced talents, because थोड़े लोग तो जाते होंगे fashion industry. They're
Yes,
like,
yes, yes,
okay, I'm done
yes.
with the industry. मतलब I'm like
Yeah.
retiring. I'm going the family way.
Some people give it a try for 7, 8 years, and then they choose their own profession. Some are doctors, some are engineers, so they go back to their industry back. So we need to fill in the blank. So I get say around 5 to 6 profiles a month for a new model applying for opportunity to work with us. So they make these portfolios and send us. Then we ask them for the videos. So portfolio is there. I mean, senior models do leave the industry a certain point, 8, 9. Very few models who are consistently doing for last 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, if they are able to maintain themselves, because that is also very big criteria.
Fitness.
And some of them are married and again they have come back. That's also I've seen.
Super.
They are again much better than what they were basically. It's not only this profession, not only for the unmarried girls. I mean, there are many of them married also, and if they are able to handle themselves, is perfectly all right.
So any chance for me, like personality like me, can I also do a ramp walk?
Yes, we have
With this beard and all that.
Yeah. We have collection coming from men's. Well, definitely, if you are interested, let me know. Send me a profile. We'll definitely do a show together. So,
Yeah. It would be great, Manoj.
all basically is here, Ravi. If you can carry, you feel you can carry, then nothing can stop you. If you're confident to walk on the stage, that's fine. I mean, that is what it is. You need to have that confidence. Yes, I can come on the stage. I can do this. I can walk. First of stage, आपको तो रहेगा नहीं stage fear. So I think so because you are handling so many people every day. I'll just show you what has to be done. Any future shows I get, definitely I'll contact you once.
Try करेंगे एक बार तो try करेंगे लाइफ में मैं भी बोल लूँगा कि yeah I've done a ramp walk once.
करना चाहिए.
Manoj just show so.
करना चाहिए. अभी कई मॉडल्स ऐसे हैं, सीनियर मॉडल्स आर देयर वॉकिंग स्टिल वॉकिंग है. वी कैन definitely, I will ask you, Ravi, if you are open for the idea, let me know.
Yeah.
Comes
I
up,
want to try it. Yeah, no charge on the first show, but let's.
Sure.
So Manoj, we have some rapid fire questions because we also want to know you well. I mean, apart from being an organizer, event management company, Manoj is recognized for that, but we also want to know in and out of Manoj. So we have some questions for you. So are you all set, ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Did you ever make dumb faces while you're doing ramp walk, where you know after seeing the photograph, आपको लगा कि यार I wouldn't have made this particular face?
Yes, couple of times.
Okay.
This happened with me when I was called on the stage to announce something, and what happened is the moment I came on the podium, I went blank. Basically, that first 1 minute I went blank. Just to grasp everything back, I closed my eyes. Not you can say not 1 minute, but no, and it was captured before I could start, and then the video started. And whenever today also, when I see that video, I feel like yeah, they should have at least edited that. At least I'm thinking, looking down at the podium, trying to figure out how to because that page was folded and it was scribbled, and I couldn't identify where I had to start basically. So it happened. It was very embarrassing, and I told the guy, you could have at least edited that portion. Right from, you should have started where I started speaking. I said, flow chindi, flow mein kya hai? Mere ko to itna acha nahi dikh raha hai. But I said, okay, fine. People forgot, but it happened. Once I was walking for one friend of mine in Raipur. There was a pin which was touching my stomach.
Oh.
I was walking, I was laughing, smiling at everyone, but अंदर से वो चुभ रहा था, and I was and then everyone coming hugging, and it was piercing inside. It was very odd situation. It was there, but I handled it somehow. But later came and saw it had literally gone in actually. Oops.
Yeah, those moments. Have
These kind of goof ups happen in fashion show. A lot of goof up happens. A lot of goof up happens. You don't know what we choreograph and what is actually somewhere, but if the advantage of having senior model is that they cover up the whole thing so beautifully that people think, wow, that's a part of the choreography or something. But goof up happen, light goes off, generator बंद हो जाता है, कई बार कुछ न कुछ हो जाता है. And event industry में जो काम करते हैं, they should be ready with surprises. If he can't take surprises, he's in the wrong industry. Surprises can be any changes anytime. Client will call you, something will happen, modify the whole thing. He will say, client will say, because he is under pressure from the sponsor. So these things happen. We have to be prepared. But I first that was happening with me for the first 5-6 years. I used to get panicked. I mean, I saw slowly as we got seasoned. Okay, this has happened. Okay, plan B. We can go for this. No, now we are prepared. I mean, something happens, we are able to take it up.
Okay. Have you ever sang a terrible song while you were drunk? Karaoke. You have karaoke. So have you tried that?
No, because after a couple of drinks, I'm so silent. I don't speak. I make it point not to speak.
Okay, so you're that guy who will not make much of hangama, but be silent, calm.
Silent watch. I'm a good watcher after having a couple of drinks. I don't discuss business after a drink because I lost good money in that. So that was a lesson for me. Okay. First discuss, close the deal. Next day you call up the client and go and have a drink, but not with the drink and the meeting and the finalization of budget. So I never mix all these three together. So I make it a point, go to the office, close the deal. Next day evening I don't mind meeting, but same evening we carry on, and then I never.
That's a good
spot. And then watch people what they are doing, but I never blabber or very careful.
So you're very good, because a lot of people while drinking also they'll be talking about their profession, work, and all that. So I think they have to, split both the things. When you're drinking, with friends, just talk about family.
After events, we have after parties. We have, till morning, 3 hours we party. I mean, that is like, the 4 days ka pura kaam kiya hua ek saath, we try to relieve ourselves basically. But I am not. I am first 2 hours I'm very active, and then I sit in the corner and watch the fun. I don't listen. because the next day morning the flight's pakadna rehta hai. So if I am drunk and the flight will miss, and then the client will say, "Arey, what happened?" He will put the blame on me. I know. So I make it point. I am in senses so that everyone is packed off back to their cities. If the models are, especially models and all this celebrities and cabs, everything has to be. Our work ends only after the last cab leaves the venue, and then we sit in the hotel room and think now what has to be done, pack everything and then leave. Then only our role ends. Till then we are on tender uh, until they reach airport and fly back to the cities.
What is the best, the most favorite song which you have heard?
Uh, this Ala Venkatpuram Boma song is one of my favorites recently I've heard. I mean, I love that song. The choreo is superb and actors are looking fantastic.
True.
I love that song a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
very beautiful.
I watched the yes. So that is one of the best tracks I have heard. And one is other English Dance Monkey is also one of the track. I'm going to try that track for a fashion show very soon. In discussion with an international company who are coming with an B2B shows in across India. They want us to handle the whole events across. They had a staff here, but due to pandemic, they have closed all the offices, and then we are handling it just as a temporary staff. We are handling the event. So maybe September onwards, we'll be again rolling back in fashion shows and exhibitions again. Hopefully, everything starts up.
Things will be fine. So, what is something that you got away when you were a child? Okay, that your family still doesn't know about it.
It's nothing like which I have hidden from my family. Basically, whatever was there, always told them and done it. So they were because they were very liberal about everything, and it was not like hiding and doing anything, and then they come to know. Only thing once my father had told me that even if you want to drink a beer, I think someone had seen me drinking beer at that Necklace Road. That was under construction then. So someone told him, I saw your son having a beer there. That was a very dark area that time, I'm talking about when the road was not made. So my old father only once said, if you want to do something, do front of us so that we are answerable, we can answer them, yes, we know that he's drinking. And something happened, nuisance is created, then we come to save you, doesn't make any sense. So after that, I got a clear message, whatever it is, be open, tell them and do it. Why hide it, basically?
Good point.
So basically, that is how.
What's a hobby you couldn't try and always wanted to try?
Hobby as such, trekking I wanted to do. I've never tried it. Definitely, if I get a chance, I will definitely do it. Trekking is the one thing I must say. Earlier, before coming to this fashion and all that, I wanted to become a sports person. I wanted to wear a car racer and all that. I did participate in Hyderabad challenge in late 90s.
Oh, wow.
So it was a motocross at hockey stadium in Begumpet. But parents said that it's a very costly sports. We can't afford right now. So then I changed my mind. Okay, fine. And that is how. Did hobby-wise, I would say I'm good at designing, basically. So I sometimes sit and do something on myself. Spend some time.
So during fashion or camp walk, you have a lot of outfits costumes which was the most comfortable where you felt very comfortable and it also posed well, okay, for you, and which is the one which you want to wear, which you have not worn till now, and that is the costume you want to wear and do a ramp walk once.
I have choreographed a trunk show for men's in a trunk.
Okay.
The organizer wanted me to wear a trunk and walk as a showstopper. I said, "There's nothing to see. What is there to stop?" I said, "What will I show?" So, but definitely, we have some fusion type of collection coming up. Maybe I will definitely try one of them. Traditional wise, okay, fine. We know how it fits you, but something now is like I will definitely try wearing one suit made out of a paper. I would really want to know how it fits and while walking, how the feel will be. That will be something really interesting. I will look forward because I had done one show around 4 years back. The whole dresses were made of pins and paper. So definitely, I like to wear one suit made out of the paper, recycled and everything. It was a theme for recycle. So definitely, paper suit. I will definitely try to like to wear one.
Okay. बीच में फटेगा नहीं तो मैं भी join होगा.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
It will be very embarrassing. It gets torn while we are doing a ramp show.
Yes. No, what happens is why I am crazy about. Curious about that paper suit. It is made of a newspaper, and newspaper is very thin. I mean, wearing that and keeping that suit for an hour or so without getting torn is also one very challenge.
Yeah.
We have seen many garments printed with newspaper design and made.
Yeah, that is different.
But yeah, I mean, I have seen blazers made out of newspaper concept. Times of India here and there are many and other brands, news ads. But making a suit out of paper and wearing it will be something challenging. I think. I hope someone makes it, and I'll definitely jump for it. And someone says, "Okay, you come as a model also, and fine, I don't mind walking for that. So just wear that suit once."
Your craziest thing that you've done, or the craziest day which you've experienced?
Craziest. I was traveling to Mumbai by road. Just 200 kilometers from my brake failed.
Oops.
And I mean, there was only one choice of stopping, but it was a risk. It was scary. It was around evening 7 a.m. or so, 7 p.m. And it was very scary for me to handle it. And the ghat section started. Somehow because I had to reach the village because there was no other help in between. I mean, that was recent time. It was very scary for me to handle it, but somehow I took that risk. Later, when I sit and think, how did I manage? But it happened. I mean, it was very scary, and I was alone traveling. So I was going to Bombay, and around 60 kilometers, the brakes were not working with me actually. That 60 kilometers patch, I was without the brakes on the highway. It's one of the scariest drive I had. And while coming also from Vijayawada also, it was raining and people suggested to wait for a day and then go. But I said, "Oh, kya rukna hai? We'll just start off." And I just came back. Just before Hyderabad, it was raining heavily. The lights went off. And somehow I said either we stop because stopping in one corner and waiting for the rain to stop, but that was not possible because the rain couldn't stop only. I mean, it was continuing. And finally I said, "Chalo, chalte hain aise hi." And finally I reached that toll and then I took a break there. That police person scolded me. I said, "Why did you come all the way till here?" I said, "I see, aa gaya sir." He said, "No, then I will send someone with you." He got some person, got it repaired, and he packed me. It was, I mean, all this adventurous, whatever has happened with me or on the traveling by. I love travel by road, basically. I mean, I can't even count how many cities I've done by road. I mean, so many cities I've completed by road, basically. So all this adventurous, whatever risk part is that I've taken on the highway while traveling.
So with all this experience, what would you do with Minister? What are the areas you would
I didn't get you.
Yeah, with all this, what would you do if you become the chief minister?
To clear, what will I do?
If you become the chief minister,
Yeah, given a chance and I become a CM, I would like to talk about the present situation because right now we are in this condition right now. First thing I will try to revive the economy that is a utmost important part of the whole this thing.
true.
I mean, one third of the economy is working. I mean, IT sector and other part of the industries are working. But there are some industries like event, hotel, weddings. They are two-thirds of the industry, economic part of the economy. And I would immediately start opening up all the businesses with restrictions. Definitely, restrictions should be there. I mean, they have to give us a SOP saying that this is what you need to manage, this is how you need to take up. Ravi, just 2 days back, when I was just going through an article, that 32,000 plus families depending directly, indirectly related with events, exhibitions. Just imagine into four. I'm talking about Telangana and Andhra. I mean, only this section, cities I'm talking about, these states I'm talking about. Just imagine they are in such a tight situation right now. So my only request would be that I will immediately call everyone and say, okay, boss, start up, karo. These are the instructions, and you follow this. You can go ahead.
True. Yeah.
Because if it is a lockdown, and the saddest part is that when we had 600 cases in India, the whole nation was locked down. Today we are crossing 16, almost reaching 16 lakh, and go on the road. You see the traffic. What distance and where are they going? I mean, I always wonder where are they going? Where is this crowd going? Are lockdown hai? Then what are these people going for? Where are they? I mean, maybe because too many vehicles on the road because public transport is not working. So maybe they are taking an optional transport. So they are going. So if it is a lockdown, either it should be locked down completely. One third of the industries are working. It's very sad to see showrooms open. There's no one inside to buy because there's no transaction of money. So basically, if I become a CM for a day also, first thing I will do is I will immediately open up all the businesses and give us a terms and condition. Okay, this you need to follow. We'll definitely follow.
Yeah.
Instead of 60 or 500 people, you can only put 250. Okay, fine, we'll go ahead with that. But this is the time to revive the whole economy. It is utmost important part. Otherwise, another 1 month down the line, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the industry is, I mean, small flower decoration. I was having a call from a flower decoration who does a flower decoration weddings, you know. He was saying, sir, हम महीने के शादी का सीजन था, we didn't do anything. एक 5-6 रुपए दे के मदद करो. I said, what happened? Why? He said, शादी नहीं हो रही. So हमारा डेकोरेशन कौन करेगा? I mean, then that related to farmers. So it is a chain. So definitely, I would give first priority to the economy because if there is a transaction of money, then only people can have some rotation. Then they will start thinking of buying things, getting things on EMI. But what that we need to pay it somewhere, right? So I would definitely open up the market immediately on as soon as possible. That's priority, high priority for me right away. I see because and people who comment, oh, I had posted recently on my Facebook. This is the time we need to engage and start the work and we need to open up the market. People said, "Aisa nahi ho sakta." Give a negative comment, but then that means they don't know the economy, how it's working. I mean, either you have a whole nation locked down, that's fine. If no one is working, no one is asking anyone, everything is zero. Here, one third is working, 2/3 are not working, and then 1/3 are complaining.
no business, sir. अरे कैसा होगा business when the other thing part of the industry is not working? So that is one chain, interrelated, correlated.
True.
I mean, that first one thing. If I become a CM, definitely I will give priority to open up the.
So what
Now,
you're saying
what
is, what
our
you're saying is
government is doing it.
every industry needs to come with safety norms. These are the doors that you should take care so that
Yes.
you can be still safe, still open, then slowly open everything instead of limiting some industries. Okay,
Yes.
good point.
No, I mean, we got a circular from industries, small scale industry associations. I got a circular saying that you can start the event, sir, because we have already invested money in the advances for the venues. Because I was supposed to do 7 exhibitions of mine from March to June. So when we go there, no, we don't have any permissions. We can't start the work. I mean, there's no coordination between that IFCCI or this government. I mean, there's some problem somewhere, right? They are saying you can do the event. They are already given us a letter saying that you can organize an event, but you need to take care of this so many things. These are the guidelines. But when we go to the venue, for example, I go to some star hotel and I say I want to do an event, they said no, we don't have a permission. Then where will we do the event? I mean, you have such wonderful venues, so there's something missing somewhere. It has to be pinpoint, and then it should be addressed. Then only we'll know what is happening. I mean, I feel the industry has to open up as earliest as possible, so that rotation. Actually, this is a season time for our country. Basically, Shravan starts, and the whole one transaction is always higher in this period of time. But so if they are ready, we are ready with our. If they tell us that these are the norms and conditions, we are definitely ready to start. I don't think anyone will say no. They will say you need to screen, you need to take. We'll take everything. Will be taken care. We are ready to do that.
Good point. Good point, Mike. Nice to check out your insight, thought process, and the way you're like thinking about this particular industry. I mean, it's so nice that you took and shared time. I'm sure you are also creating a good opportunity for youngsters, people to come into this particular industry. You're doing
Most welcome.
already.
I always welcome the new talent. And one more thing I would like to add here. If some new entrepreneurs want to come into this industry, definitely it's a fantastic industry for the models, for the talent, for the entrepreneurs. But take a proper guidelines and then come.
That is important.
Then only you meet up the right people who can guide you well, suggest you well. Don't just come into without any idea. If someone is saying something, coming and then burning up your money. And think on long term. Basically, I would suggest everyone should come in event industry with a long term plan. Here people come with me. हाँ मनोज भाई अपन एक 10 लाख इन्वेस्ट करे तो कितने दिन में डबल होगा? It doesn't work out that way. It doesn't work. It doesn't work out that way. You need to create a brand. Nurturing it is very important. People need to be little slow. Okay, you're putting 10, you're getting 1 on that. You should be happy. People expect immediately next day they will call Manoj bhai, we are ready to put in 10. So कितने दिन में 10 वापस का focus on it, take it ahead, year by year, season by season. Come to a level where you can demand. The people here want short term. It doesn't work out in events. If someone is coming with that mindset, please don't come. They should create the brand. They should stick to the brand, nurture it. It's like a small kid, nature it. Once it grows up, then it will start giving you returns. It will take 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, but you need to be holding till then. Then only things will fall in place. Otherwise, this industry doesn't work. Shortcut and immediate results नहीं होते हैं. There's many events like big award also. First 2-3 times sponsored money just goes off. The organizer doesn't have any money in his hand. Sometimes he'll put it and close it. But today they complete 10 seasons, 10 years. Now they are, I mean, example I'm giving, you know. So if anyone wants to come into the industry, think on long term, and then only enter. Otherwise, not to enter this industry, there's no point if you're putting 10 and कल सुबह 11 होगा, नहीं होने वाला. धीरे धीरे होना चाहिए. It will gradually grow, create a brand, make present, reach, penetrate into the market. Yeah, this brand is there. Otherwise, I would have done so many shows by now. Immediately tell the client, नहीं होगा sir. If you're looking for a shortcut, कल के कल 10 का 10 नहीं होने वाला. Don't enter here. I hope my views are taken in a positive way. I'm not rubbing anyone in a wrong way if any event fellow is looking at the video. I'm just trying to, you know.
All this comes with experience. All this comes with experience. So what you're sharing is
experience after
experience,
going through so many
caution. आ सकते हो, but these are the precautions you need to take. That's what people look for.
Yeah, because people have a glamour, and वो people बोल बच्चन तो बहुत मिलते हैं रवि जी इसमें बहुत. They, as I said, don't discuss business with drink. Why I said that? Manoj, ऐसा कर अपन कल एक शो कर देते हैं ऐसा वैसा. नेक्स्ट डे फोन नहीं उठाते, पता है वो बात ही नहीं करते. We always believe sit in front of us and talk business. Leisure is later. And I mean, everyone wants instant results. नहीं होता है. Instant results ये industry में नहीं हो सकता है. You need to nurture it. It will come. I can only suggest. अब जो करना चाहे तो ऊपर वाला रोक नहीं सकता. हम खाली उसको गाइडलाइंस देके सेफ्टी के बारे में सोचने के लिए बोल सकते हैं. Rest of it.
Cool. So friends, you know, if you want to get into the industry, do follow Manoj. He's always active on Facebook. Do follow him. Do events. If he's coming with any workshops, it's worth you know, listening to him because he's got 14 years. It's not a joke. So yeah. Thanks a lot, Manoj, for spending time. पता भी नहीं चला कि it's almost close to an hour that we were talking.
Yeah.
It was almost, we were like sitting, you know, for a drink and, you know, having this particular conversation.
Yeah.
So,
thanks a lot for inviting me once again. See you soon. We should definitely catch up with. Yeah.
Sure. We have a ramp walk to do together. So thank you.
Yes. I'll definitely call you.
Thank you. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Thank you.